And we are live for another beautiful Monday evening. Another beautiful Monday evening with some beautiful folks out here, man.
Come on now.
How you feeling, brother?
Excited, brother.
Happy Monday.
It's always good sharing these Mondays with you, bro.
Yeah, I
Like
appreciate
when
that.
when I think about Mondays now, in the past about football. Now it's about feel me. I call that I call that growth, brother. I call
Hey,
that growth.
that
You feel
sounds like growth to me.
me?
Sounds like the right kind of growth too. The right kind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on with you, man? How was your weekend? Uh, what's going on in Steve's world?
Yeah, everything is going smooth, man. The weekend was nice. Didn't do nothing too major
Okay.
that I can think of off rip. Nothing too major. The day was smooth, just getting some work done. Getting some work
Okay.
done, day by day, trying to talk to these youth, trying to get them on the right path.
Listen, that's all we can do.
That's all we can do,
At this
brother.
age of life, that's all we can do is pass down chance, brother.
Nah, that's a fact. What about you, man? How was the weekend for you?
Hey,
How was your
all,
Monday?
all I got, all I got in DMs was Drummond's outside.
Outside? Oh
Drum-
man.
Drummond is outside for once. That's all I got in my DM, bro. All I did was post just two boomerangs. I ain't gonna lie. One of in the club in the VIP section is like on
Ooh.
the second level where you can look down at everybody. I was feeling like Ghost from Power, bro. I can hold you. It's a big rich town.
That's
I was
funny.
feeling it was giving that kind of vibe, being able just to see everybody from that level. Like
Mm.
I'm looking at them, but they don't know that I'm looking at them. You feel me?
Uh, you
So
got the bird's eye view.
I ain't really a
You in the
club scene.
penthouse.
You feel me? That's exactly how I felt. I'm not really a club guy. Never was, but especially at this point in my life, I'm not. But we had a friend come in town. You know the guy pretty well, and
Yeah.
just hit a few scenes. It was something light, nothing crazy. But it also just kind of told me I do need to go outside a little bit more. Whether it don't need to be club season or anything, but just do need to just kind of just get outside a little bit more, knowing that I'm in this new city and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's cool, man. I can honestly say I had a good time.
That's what we like to hear. That's the most important thing, man. Especially again, you said you're in a new location. Good to get outside, do a little networking, right?
Right.
A little networking. That's all
I
it
ain't
is.
gonna lie though. Sunday I slept the whole day.
Okay, yeah, you gotta rest. We talk about that enough on here. You gotta
Yo,
rest.
I think I think being out late 2 nights in a row, my body was like, whoa.
Mm,
You haven't done this in years.
yeah, we not them same 21, 22, 24-year-old fellas no more, man. We gotta take our time. We gotta pace ourselves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
The
that's what
pace.
man. Went over the weekend. Let's do the opening, my man.
Let's
So
start it up.
it's Monday, 7 p.m. And if you're with us, you are the greatest podcast to ever be created.
I love the
So, you
energy.
know what I'm saying?
That's the
We,
energy.
we
That's
got to.
it.
We got to, brother. This is the Talk That Shit podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Drummer, and this is my other host right here, Steve St. Velt,
Sir.
motivational speaker, certified life coach, and my guy right here is a speaker himself. He does marketing. He coaches the youth, man. Honestly, at this point in time, we could call you an educator since you're working in schools. To be honest, right?
Nah. Shout out
Te-
to the
te-
educators, man. They gotta
technically,
deal
but you
with
know what?
them full time.
Technically, you're still educating in a very unique way.
Okay,
Education is more than just math,
I
English,
receive that.
science, right? So, educated. He started and runs his own nonprofit, man. He's really big about mental health right here. The reason why we came up with this podcast and why we wanted to start it is just because, honestly, two brothers on a different path, but we kind of share similar things, man, and just our missions in life and how we would truly just want to help people. So we talk about
Mhm.
mental health on this podcast. We talk about relationships. We talk about faith. We talk about personal development. And the biggest thing that we want to make sure when you ever come and watch any of our episodes or watch it live is that we want to have conversations that's gonna move y'all forward, forward
Fact.
in life. That is it. That is all. Tonight is gonna be a very, very very intimate, personal episode. But
Mm.
before we talk about the title, my brother, do you have any announcements or any upcoming events? Because you know, if 1 minute it's a lounge, next minute is a movie night. We don't know with Steve, man. Stevie switching it up, bro.
Hey man, we always just trying to find ways to bring value to the people and have these human level conversations. Again, so
Come on,
much love and appreciation
come
to
on.
y'all. Feel free to tap in with us at our website, thoughtsofanempath.org. That's where you can keep in touch with everything going on. And yes, we actually do have an event coming up this Friday evening. We have a movie night scheduled. The movie night. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Lean on Me? It's an old school one
I have.
with Morgan Freeman.
It's good.
It's a real good one, man.
Real
I'm
good.
I'm bringing out the old joints out off the archives, but these are good films that carry so much weight and wisdom, and I feel like we are in a great
What,
position to bring that value.
what's the reason for this one? Because you always have a reason why each movie, why it's shown. What do you want people to get from this?
This one similar to the last movie night where we watched Coach Carter, just about keeping up with that theme of people or individuals who are willing to put themselves on the front lines of creating the change that they want to see.
Yeah.
Creating the change that they want to see. It's not easy, y'all. It's not easy. And if you're in any type of capacity where you're serving people, shout out to you, because I understand that the work is difficult. And however, the work doesn't go unnoticed. If you didn't hear it yet, the work does not go unnoticed. So to all of those who's putting in that work, I support you. I love you. Keep going, man.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Lean on me. When you're not strong. Now, so you know what? Let's get into tonight's title.
We're gonna drop the vocals. What's the EP dropping?
Ain't no.
What's the EP?
Ain't no EP at all.
Oh, we gotta bully him into making an EP, y'all.
So, hey man, the title for tonight one is a very intimate one, a very personal one.
We gonna get deep on this one.
Yeah, man. We are. We're gonna keep it for a second. It's called A Message to My Younger Self: Confronting Our Childhood Wounds. This was a message. This was an episode that I wanted to really do and talk about because, as you get older, there's certain things that you can't really understand or things that you didn't notice when you were younger. Why you had certain triggers or why you reacted to certain things or why did you allow certain things to affect you. And, if you're doing the inner work and if you're very aware as you get older and you come with more age, you can kind of reflect back and either take ownership about some things or give yourself grace about some things. The main thing that we want y'all to take away from tonight's episode is really just confronting those inner child wounds that you maybe still be carrying. And the only way to really understand if you're still carrying it is by increasing that awareness, being real with yourself, and asking yourself and answering those tough questions. So we're going to get right in it, man. We're going to get right in with some haymakers, bro. Steve, I want to ask you. And like I said, we talk about having conversations that can move people forward. So we got to keep it funky and keep it real on this.
Oh, man, why you doing this to me, brother? Why you going to make me get vulnerable on the spot and all of this? Nah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's a wound that you maybe still be carrying right now and you need to give yourself a little bit more grace?
Whew. Them childhood wounds, y'all. Them childhood wounds.
Come on now.
Something that comes to mind for me is feeling like I was never really understood. Feeling like I had never really much had the space to feel understood. And in my younger days, I would communicate that through temper tantrums. Like, if y'all know me now in personal life, or if you've ever spent any type of time with me, you might get the impression that I'm a real laid back, calm type of dude. I don't get real like high energy, like angry or anything like that. Like I've had literally family members ask me like, yo, Steve, do you ever get angry? But truth be told, when I was young, I was like very short temper. I would get very angry very quickly. And in my adult life, I had to recognize that, yo, this was just me just screaming out for understanding,
Yeah.
screaming out for understanding. And that's a wound that carried throughout a majority of my life. Because even now, something that is a trigger for me, truthfully, is when I feel like someone is committed to misunderstanding me. Like
Got it.
I'm a, what's up?
Yeah, provide an example with that.
Like I believe that I tend to be a patient individual. If I'm having a discussion with somebody, if I'm having a conversation and I'm trying to express my viewpoints, and essentially through their words, they're more or less saying F all of that stuff that you're saying. Like, or I'm not trying to actively listen to you. I'm not trying to see it from your perspective.
Mm.
That is something that just rubs me the wrong way. That's something that rubs me the wrong way. Truthfully, that's one of my brothers does that very, very well. Like, it's actually interesting. It was a situation not too long ago, a couple days ago or last week, where I was expressing something to him, and then a couple days later, I was talking to him again, and then he was just like, "Yo, this sounds like what you was talking about." And I'm just like, no, that's not relevant. He was asking me about some of the videos that I'll put on that I've been posting to my different feeds. He's
Yeah.
like, yo, these videos sound like what you was telling me about last time. And I'm like, no, that's not really the angle that I was taking. Like, that's not what it
Yeah.
was all about. And he's
Yeah.
just like, are you sure? I'm like, bro, I'm positive that's not what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with that. It might relate lightly, but that's not what influenced or inspired me to make the video. And he's just like, if that's the case, you could just say it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to hide it. I'm just like, yo, bro, this is why I don't like telling you things.
But
So,
rage.
no, for real, heavy on the rage bait. So it's like I think that's one of those things that very much carried into my life, and the grace that I can give myself is, those who are willing to understand you, Steve, will be there to understand you.
Yeah, that's good.
Those who are willing to understand you will be there to understand you. And it's interesting because I had a conversation with one of the coaching groups last week where we were talking about some of the challenges that I have as an adult, and we touched a little bit on that, where it's like there was a recent friendship that I had to decide to let go of,
Yeah.
because I was at the point where I felt like this friend was just, and mind you, we hadn't had no conversation. As far as I knew, there was no beef. There was nothing that I knew that had went left. And this person hadn't expressed themselves to me and didn't make it clear that there was anything going on. And I'm
Yeah.
just thinking like, okay, in the course of just being adults, sometimes we space happens, time happens, and but when we get back together, shit should click. It's like there was no distance. I have friendships like those where we don't talk for a long time, but then when we get back together, it's like nothing changed, no time has passed, and we can get right back into the swing. But I noticed that this friend was just going out of their way to ignore me, just going out of their way to not acknowledge me, and I'm going out of my way to acknowledge this person and try to have conversation, and I'm just being met with a very stale, nasty type of energy. And
Yeah.
there was one point in the evening, they had said something that was just like, okay, yo, you know what, Steve? Leave this alone.
Cut
Leave it
it.
alone. Because those who are meant to, that's an example of, like, yo, that commitment to misunderstanding. It's like you're not even trying to have a conversation with me, but then you're going about it in a very childish, by my perspective,
Yeah.
demeanor.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna let that pull me into a space where I now start to over explain myself, because that's how I used to cope with it back when I was younger. I'll
That's
try to over explain
that's good.
just so that people can see where I'm coming from. But it's like, you know what, Steve? Nah, you don't even got to do all of that. You don't even got to do all of that. Just leave it where it's at. And
You
so,
said my fault. Go
now
ahead.
go ahead.
You said something that someone that is who's willing to understand. What does that look like for somebody that may not know what you're talking about right now? Like, what is an individual that willing to understand? Like, what does that person look like, or what does that person kind of do? Like, how do you tell is when someone's willing to understand you?
Yeah, first thing that comes to mind is active listening. And they can show that by like there's this concept of testing for understanding. Like they'll be able to repeat back to you what you said to them,
Okay.
like in clear language. And I think another thing is like them asking further questions, them actually wanting to get more information about what you're talking
Clarity.
about. Yeah, so them actually wanting and desiring a level of clarity to me is a show that yo, this person is actually paying attention. They're asking questions that's relevant to what I'm talking about, and
That's
they're
good.
giving me the space to actually share
That's good.
instead of either creating their own narrative and just running with it or just ignoring the conversation in total.
That's good.
So giving myself to the grace to say, yo, Steve, you don't got to do all that extra stuff for these people. If they don't want to put in the effort to understand you, that's fine. Those who will put in that effort are going to come into your life and they're going to put in that work. And I say this on the show often. In order for life to replace, life has to make space. So just letting those people out of your lives so the people that God really want for you can come in.
That's good.
Yeah. And it takes a lot. It takes
They
a
do.
lot to give yourself grace. It
They
takes a
do.
lot to give yourself grace. And so it's like, yo, I want to know what are some things that what's a wound for you as well that you have carried over the years that you want to make this space right now to give yourself grace for.
Not having it all together.
Oof.
Not gonna lie.
People in their 20s and their 30s, they gonna really feel you on that.
You know, for me, I feel like I would, but I feel with me, like with my personal upbringing experiences, that like I felt that pressure from an early age.
Mhm.
That 9 out of 10 times, no kid should be feeling like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
um, kind of, bouncing. I would say like I was very wise for my age. Like I was a very aware as a kid. Not saying I knew everything, but kind of I knew these people are not my family, and I'm aware that like we're going from home to home.
Yeah.
I know what I wanted, but I'm also very aware that like we're going to home. Um, I don't think you understand. Like there's a sense of anxiety and unstableness that comes from entering the world and being thrust into that kind of environment where,
Yeah.
like I said, bro, one foster home, we were Jehovah's Witness. We didn't celebrate nothing.
Hmm.
We was at whatever, I won't say a temple, but some type of building every weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, long hours. I remember that as a young kid. I remember another foster home, shut up was a curse word. We would get our ass beat. I ain't talking about like slapping the wrist or like, hey, don't tell your brother to shut up. No, we will get our ass beat. Like, shut up was a cuss word. Um, another home where getting physically abused was just normal because these
Hmm.
people just didn't know how to control their emotions. And if I peed on myself or I pissed my pants, I would get thrust under hot water in the tub, bro. Like right under the tub faucet. So like me going through all that to eventually getting adopted, but
Hmm.
now in my foster home, my parents are a lot older. Like dad born 1940, mom born 1948. So it was being drilled in our head that we needed to make sure we had our shit together because it was like if we die tomorrow, what are y'all gonna do, right?
Hmm.
Or like, hey, when y'all turn 18, we don't the foster care agency lets us know that we don't gotta take care of y'all no more. So I'm being thrust in constant words and different experiences. Like when you watch movies of what family is supposed to be like, or when you're at your friend's house and you see how they are family during right around this time during holiday season or just in general, and then you
Hmm.
go back home and you get talked to the kind of way or like I said, we was told that they made mistakes by adopting us.
Yeah.
I mean that they adopted too many.
Hmm.
So I thought early on I needed to have all my shit together.
Everything.
Money. and know how to do this and know how to do that, because it was just like, if I don't, all I got is me, and I can't ask, I can't ask mom and dad for this, or I can't rely on my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of mindset, bro, made me very anxious for many years
Yeah.
and very hard on myself for many years. I'm an extreme no excuse type of guy. When I was down and out, and when I felt like I was messing up in life, I wasn't saying because I'm adopted, and I was beating myself up for many things, bro.
Hmm. Hmm.
And as I reflect back now, still got to work on it. Nigga, I wasn't supposed to know how to do any of the stuff that God has brought me through.
Mm.
So I would say that, like, just kind of just giving myself more grace. Not grace on, like, for times I was messing up and being lazy. Like, no, like, I'm not saying for that. I'm talking about the times where it's like,
That pressure, that unnecessary pressure on you to
ah,
have everything put together
bro, like I said,
at a young age as well. It's like,
dog, in college, I only went to 4 parties, bro, throughout my 4 years there at
hmm,
OS. I was just like, I don't got time to waste because I got to this and that, and I know it's like I
mhm,
gotta be successful, and I gotta be the first one to graduate because my bro. I'll leave it with this. Like, I remember my girlfriend in college. Her mom and I had a really good relationship, and we were
mhm,
really close. And I remember she would just talk to me from time to time, like, "Hey, so and so say you're gonna go with her? No, I can't Miss P because of this and that." And she'd be like, "Dorian, you are so young.
mhm.
You're not supposed to have it all right now." But I can't, like, I can't fail, dog,
And
dog.
that's why it's like, yo, these wounds, these deep childhood wounds show up in so many impactful ways in our life.
Yeah,
And if we don't take that time, if we don't take that time to actually go back and meet ourselves,
yeah,
we end up forgetting ourselves.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
We end up forgetting who we really were. But
yeah,
then subconsciously it shows up in our behaviors, in our relationships, in the way that we treat people.
yeah.
It's
It's deep.
it is real deep, man. It's really deep. And shout out to you for being able to, one, be vulnerable enough to recognize that.
Same
You
to you.
know, you know, like, and again, this is the value I know for myself. This is the value of this space right here,
Yeah,
because how often do we really have these conversations?
yeah,
Just like for you who's watching right now, how often are you having the conversation with someone close to you about some of the trauma that you went through that's still showing up in your life
yeah.
and how it shows up in your life? Like, that's such a difficult thing to navigate.
That's
It's
a
such a
deep.
difficult thing to navigate. However, as you go through that process, one of those one of those necessary components is forgiveness.
Yeah,
Being able to look at yourself and say, "Hey, I forgive you for
yeah.
whatever it might be." So, in this moment, what I want to encourage you to do, bro, like, I want to ask you, how would you structure a message of forgiveness to your younger self? What would that word of forgiveness look like?
Good job.
Mm. Whew.
I think good job, man. Because if you look at the statistics, or like the studies of just many kids that come from my upbringing, a background, or
Mhm,
most motherfuckers is turned into crash outs. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm gonna flick harm on motherfuckers because I'm hurt. Like,
mhm,
it ain't too many people coming from those situations that are trying to do something good with themselves. to let the pain kind of overtake them. And I think I had to like learn how to forgive myself for like I guess the lack of living that I used to be I've been beating myself about in my 30s because I'm like, damn, I didn't really do this in my 20s and I should have lived more. Damn, I should have. I'm just being honest, like just
Yeah.
God, Father, forgive me, man. Like I'm like, damn, I should have did that talent show. Damn, I should have slept with that chick. Damn, I should have tried out for that talent show. Like just things that I'm looking back in my younger days that I used to be afraid to just do because I'm like, oh, I gotta work. I can't do this, so I can't. I don't got the money because I gotta survive. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
just living a little bit more and learning to forgive myself with that and just say, yo, you did a good job, D.
Mm-hmm.
You should be dead. Just being honest with some of the things that I've been through and some of the things that I experienced. Like, God really gotta have a call on you because I feel like I escaped the death 3 times already. At
Yeah.
birth, being born on them drugs and alcohol in my system, going to sleep with a collapsed lung and fractured rib cage. I went to sleep with a collapsed lung and fractured rib cage in college. Not going into details of how that happened.
Yeah.
And then the heart attack. I don't know, but that got to be God saying like
There's a call.
the calling.
There's a
So
purpose.
I'm just learning to still try to like just forgive myself, and I think now just kind of having that mindset where younger Dorian was so future thinking,
Mm-hmm.
not realizing I'm missing the present. And what everything that I was trying to save myself from happening, or I gotta prepare for this, it still just end up happening because life is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm trying to really be more present and live in the moment and take more chances. Because like, what do you got to lose? And knowing this now at 32, it's like, all right, let's not make it to 40 and you saying you wish you would have done this, that, and 30. And
Yeah.
with the recent fallouts I've had, and honestly going through a breakup, I'm just like, yo, I feel like this is my second chance to really go in for me that
Yeah.
I've never really done before because I'm a giver, I'm a lover, I will work for free, I will give my time that I don't have, I will give the dollar that I don't have, and it's just like, yo, let's just be a really selfish era. So when it's time for you to settle down again, I have it all. I have all to give to my partner.
Yeah.
All. Um, what would you say is something that you want to kind of forgive your younger self for and give yourself a little bit more grace?
Um. As I reflect on, some of those ways that I would cope, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you just mentioned where it's like, giving yourself the opportunity to get to know yourself, to live more for you so that you can show up for you.
Yeah.
In that space, the message of forgiveness that I would say to myself, like, I forgive you for not feeling like you were enough.
Mm.
I forgive you for not feeling like you were enough, for feeling like you constantly had to change to fit any certain narrative, to feel like you had to silence yourself because what you were saying you felt like didn't have any value.
Good.
I
Oh,
forgive you for feeling like you are not enough.
good.
And it took a lot of time. And honestly, similar to what you're talking about, it took me taking time with myself.
Good.
It took me taking time with myself to really slow down and be like, yo, Steve, you're a pretty cool dude, man. You're a pretty cool dude. And I would have people in my life sometimes along the way, like, would express that to me and um share their appreciation for who I was to them. But
Good.
I didn't feel that for myself. I didn't feel that for myself. And over and over and over again in my past, I would put myself in situations where especially like in relationships, where I didn't feel like I was enough for the relationship, and I would put that person on a pedestal here. And so now I'm going above and beyond to prove myself.
Mm. No, we all been there.
Meanwhile, it's like I'm bringing a lot to this table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in my youth, like I'm just bringing so much to that space. And that's why it's like, yo, I really just stress. Like this is why I thank you for this conversation, like this topic, because those internal childhood wounds, if we don't take the time to address them, then it's going to carry on for generations.
Yeah.
It can carry on for decades and decades of our life. And if we're in positions where we're having families, or we're having children, we now pass that on. And it's like, it makes me think of, I don't know if y'all had seen the recent Shannon Sharp interview that he has with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. We
Yeah.
actually got a clip. I want to play the clip real quick.
Because a man who loves himself makes decisions that represent self-love. And everything that you have externalized is a direct reflection of you. The brokenness in the families you created, that's just the brokenness in you. How you can be successful transactionally, but your heart is over here, talking about, well, at what point am I going to get seen? And then what the little boy in you tells the heart is, didn't nobody want to see you when you was young? Wasn't nobody tripping off you then? So why do we think anybody is deserving, right? Mm-hmm. Or why do I think, as a little boy, that you're deserving of someone who would take your heart and really protect it and create a safe space? So it's easier for you to have transactional sex or have things that are convenient for you, because that gives you control. And control is just insecurity, and security is just fear. And that's that little boy in you who is so afraid that if I can't touch and go with everything, I might end up touch and staying and might get stuck in a place that I don't know how to navigate. Let me say this again, not in a place that isn't safe, not in a place that isn't loving, but in a place that the little boy in you does not know how to navigate. It's time for the grown man in you to grow the up.
Mm.
Real.
What
Real.
they do? She's saying some real shit though.
Nah, that's a big fact. It's a big fact. It's just like, yo, those little ways that the childhood us that we think we forgot is now just sharing and planting little seeds of doubt and planting little seeds of just low self-worth, because we're not willing to go back and actually unpack, sit and have a conversation with ourselves.
Yeah.
In that space. It's like there's this African saying, it's called Sankofa. It means to go back and get that which you have forgotten. And I believe that meant for many of us, the thing that we have forgotten is ourselves. We got to go back and we got to have a conversation with ourselves so that we can bring ourselves to the present. And when we do that, it now puts us in position to see all of the lessons and take away the positivity from that experience. So in the spirit of practicing that, I want to ask you, brother, as you reflect on your situations, as you reflect on the wounds that you may have still carried and may still carry to this day, what is a lesson that you feel like you have learned from your younger self?
This is gonna sound crazy, but stay true to myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there was a moments in times, so many times growing up, I used to beat myself up because I felt like I wasn't the coolest kid on the block, or I didn't get all the girls at a certain time in high school, or You know, people used to joke, preacher boy, or he's always positive. I used to hate that, right? Or, you know, he's emotional. And I used to hate that stuff back in college, back in high school. And in college, just people was just like, you know, you too innocent, or you like a nice boy, or like, yo, you don't party. Like all you do is go to the gym and go to class and go to work. And I used to think that was bad.
Crazy how that works, right?
Crazy, right?
That's wicked.
But bro, as I get older, and then you run into people that used to be cool with whatever, you start to learn like some of these motherfuckers really wanted to be like you. Some of these motherfuckers were envy of you.
That part right there.
The part that I learned with some of these run-ins, or you see people kind of giving you praise now, is because you're doing what you're doing with your life, and it's like, like it happened the day on Facebook. Posted one of my videos, the same dude talking about Mr. Preacher Boy, and you too nice, and here he come. He always want to say something positive. Talking about like, yo, you've been the same dude since high school. You was always really good with motivating people, and I'm like, nigga, I hated you.
Like, why didn't you say that back then?
You get what I'm saying?
Where all this coming from now?
Even with chicks that like, I got the "you too nice" title on whatever like that. Like,
I got that a lot too.
Some of them really did like you. Some of them really did find interest in you because, bro, I'm different, and there's nothing wrong with me. And I think I had to learn like that is one of my.
I like that energy.
I'm just, bro, because I had to like, being adopted. One of my siblings is damn near white. Parents old as hell. You always get those questions out in public, or like, your dad looks old. How is he? Or those are your grandparents, right? And you should just think like that was like something to be ashamed about, or something to be like whatever. Or like, nigga, I'm me. I'm me, and there's nothing wrong with being me. And honestly, I'm a leader. A lot of people want to follow me. A lot of people come to me for advice and all types of things, and it's always been that way. I just never saw the strength and the beauty and the joy in that. So for me, like what my younger self taught me is like, keep being me, because keep me being me has kept me out of trouble 9 out of 10 times. Me being me has kept me from lies, because when you live in a lie, people's gonna eventually find out the truth and want to expose you, right? So it's like me being me, even when I fell short or I done wrong, no one's dogging my name out behind. Not that I know of, but for what I know, no one's dogging your name out behind your back or in rooms where you're not around. Because overall, I'm a flawed man, but I'm overall a good person.
Yeah.
So younger Dorian has taught me just to like, yo, stay true to yourself, and that's where this is where the whole True Talks thing came from. I had a friend named Kevin growing up. He used to be a rapper named by the name Vocab, and he would always say like True Talk before one of his verses. And I told him during the pandemic that like how I was gonna take that saying, because it was like, being true to yourself. We live in a world where everything's telling you to be different and be not who you are, and like you're not enough. And I just younger D taught me like, yo, you more than enough, nigga. These girls want you, these dudes want to be like you. You more than enough.
Talk that talk.
I don't think I gave myself enough credit, but in college I had the juice, bro. I don't think I gave myself enough credit. I was popular not because I asked for it. That's it. The tension and everything came my way because I was just a man that was quiet, who got shit done and was to himself. But if you had a conversation with me, you felt that love, and you left that conversation a better person.
Yeah. You feel that.
What did young Steve teach you?
Young Steve taught me that shining my light doesn't dim the light of those around me.
Ooh.
That is something I struggled with. And that was part of my coping. Like I felt like I had to shift who I was, even if I was good at something.
Yeah.
I never allowed myself to be too good. And I reflect on that honestly. Like the past couple weeks, I've been doing some heavy reflecting. I'm like, yo, I've always been like a middle of the pack type of dude.
Yeah.
I've never been too low, but I've never excelled at anything. And the only reason that I never excelled, it was never a question of skill or talent. I had the skill. I have the skill. I have the talent. I just never applied myself. And now I started to ask myself, like, yo, why did I never apply myself? Why did I never apply myself? Because, yo, kids can be cruel sometimes, man.
Yeah.
And it's similar to what you said earlier, where it's just like, yo, sometimes people will criticize you, but they actually want to be just like you, or they're jealous, or they might have a level of envy. And I would internalize that to the point where it's just like, yo, I'm not even going to do too much. I'm not even going to do too much. I remember there was this time, for those that don't know, I used to be in a singing group when I was back in high school. Back in high school, it was myself and about 4 other guys. And back then we thought we was gonna be Grammy winning singers. And there was like a local producer that we were working with for some time. And by no means did I look at myself as the quote unquote leader of the group. Now I remember there was a time we was in a studio session. We was actually recording in a studio, and he's going through it with us. And each of us had sang our part one by one. And I remember the producer, he was just like, yo, after we wrapped up that session, he was like, yo, not for nothing. Yo, of all of y'all, Steve got the cleanest voice. Steve got the cleanest voice. He was hitting. And I remember at that moment, just like deer in the headlights. I don't want to be the center of attention at all type of thing. Like, I didn't take ownership of that.
Yeah.
And I recognize that was something that I did over and over and over in many different aspects of my life. And so it's like, yo, as an adult, now I take the time when I just be having them chats with my younger self. I'm just like, yo, I really had to learn that shining my light doesn't dim the light of others, because, maybe it's the empathetic nature of me. It's like I felt like maybe, if I'm shining too bright, then other people would start to feel a type of way. And I don't want to make people feel the type of way. I want to encourage people. I want to empower people.
Yeah.
However, I had it backwards. It's by shining our light that, shout out to Coach Carter. If y'all was at movie night, y'all remember that. The clean segue. This wasn't planned, y'all. But what is your deepest fear? What is your deepest fear? If you see the movie, you know that quote. What is your deepest fear? And there's a part of that quote where it's like, yo, it's by shining our light that we give people the permission to shine theirs. And so oftentimes there's people that's waiting on us to shine our light, but they don't know how to vocalize that. They don't know how to verbalize that. And again, kids can be cruel sometimes, so they express it in ways that's hurtful.
Yeah.
However, they waiting for you to shine so that they can feel comfortable enough to shine too. And that's something that I had to learn. And that's something that I'm never going to allow. I'm still working on it, y'all. Let me be honest. Let me be real. I'm still working on, stepping into that knowing of like, hey, I have this skill. And it's like people tell me sometimes like, yo, you still too humble, Steve. But we need you to break out of that sometime.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on it. But a very key and core lesson that I believe is direct from my younger self is like, yo, shining your light is not going to dim the lights of those around you. Instead, it's going to encourage those that actually want to shine too. It's going to encourage those. I remember hearing a quote one time. It takes one match to light 1,000.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
It takes one match to light 1,000. And the beautiful thing about it is you don't have to be the one actually lighting those 1,000. All you got to do is light one.
That's it.
And now that causes a chain reaction.
That's good.
It only takes one match to light 1,000.
That should have been the one jam, brother.
Dang, I jumped the gun. It's all right though, man. We got it for the mid-roll, but it's like, yo.
All right, so look, Knowing that you know that now.
Yes, sir.
Knowing what everything we discussed up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
If you can have a conversation with your younger Steve, what would you tell him? What would you tell him right now in the exact moment? If younger Steve came in the room and you sat across from each other, what would you tell younger Steve?
I want to preface this the proper way.
I know that'd be creepy as fuck, but you go.
But that's real though, because I feel like in our minds we got to do that.
Yeah.
We got to do that. And then thinking about what I would tell myself presently, I would first, again, give those messages of, forgiveness and grace. Like, yo, I forgive you for all of that stuff. But then I'll be like, yo, real talk, buckle up, because we about to have an amazing ride. We about to have an amazing ride, y'all. Because there's this beautiful thing that as you become an adult, you start working, you get a little bit of money, you have resources and means to now put into the things that you enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah.
And now, I'm running it up. I'm running it up. See all these books behind me? I was a bookworm as a kid. I used to love reading. All the Harry Potter books, I was running through them Jones, bro. I was running through the Harry Potter books as a testament. I remember I did this a couple years ago as a show of like, yo, younger Steve, I'm rocking with you. I got the last Harry Potter book. That was the last one. I had never read that as a youngin because I strayed away from reading because, reading is for the nerds. Reading is not for the cool kids. But that's something that I love to do. To pay homage to my younger self. I said, nah, I'm going to buy that book and I'm going to read that, John. And I read it. I did it, of course.
Nice.
Of course. Yo, I'm telling you, to the younger Steve, we gonna run it up. We gonna run it up. We gonna have adventures. We gonna do all the amazing things that we wanted to do. And I know I joked about it earlier, but like, yo, when the EP dropping? But yo, singing is something that I used to do. Is what I gave the story. An EP at some point. I'm not gonna put a date on it because then y'all gonna be looking at me like, yo, Steve, you said this and wait, it's not happening. An EP gonna drop. Something's gonna drop.
You see how he didn't bring that up at the beginning of the show, though, right?
It wasn't about me at that moment. You wanted to break out in song, though. You wanted to give a concert.
Sure, right?
Yo. I'm crying. But nah, that's real, man. There's so many things that I just have vision to do. There's no limits. There's no limits. There's no limit. I'm gonna run it up, and I'm gonna have a blast doing it. I'm gonna have a blast doing it, man. Whew.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep y'all in the loop, man. I'm gonna keep y'all involved for sure because I want to share this with y'all. But what you telling your younger self, brother? What are you going? What's that message? What's that word?
I would say trust yourself more. Dog, I overthink so many things growing up. Still do in some ways. And I didn't realize how how unique and how powerful I was as a kid.
Ooh.
Like
Real talk. That's real.
Bro, I'm I'm not even trying to brag. I'm really a good dude, bro. And I really care.
Honorable.
Really care for people. Like I really go out my way for people. And this is not to get no damn brownie points to think that God's gonna bless me more. But I would just tell my younger self to just trust yourself more because I too, in so many ways, try to dim my light so others can shine bright. And there was moments where God didn't need me to dim in that moment. I needed to.
You need to shine.
I needed to shine. I really did. There's so many ideas and talents. Like I'm very talented, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
dance,
Talk.
dancing,
Claim it.
singing, doing fitness. I modeled. I acted a little bit. Like so many things that I would pick up and just drop because just afraid of my own greatness. And things things will happen and I will just go into survival mode where I'll just drop the dreams and drop the vision. So like
Mm-hmm.
learning just to trust myself a little bit more and understanding that God is gonna do something big with you, bro. Like I don't know, man. And I've throughout my life, bro, so many older people have like said like, yo, you're gonna be big one day or you're gonna be special.
Mm-hmm.
Like you a star. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not even like I'm not joking when I say this. I got in it since I was a kid, bro. When I was dancing like Michael Jackson at parties and stuff, at weddings, as a little kid, like,
Yeah.
yo, you gonna be a star one day. Yo, you gonna be big one day. Like, yo, bro, your
Yeah.
story, I get that all the time. So just trust yourself. Just trust yourself a little bit more, man.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid to leap. Don't be afraid to leap, man. That I would tell my younger self.
Hey.
For sure, for sure.
And we as a community, we not gonna let you shy away from that greatness, brother.
Oh no.
We not gonna let you. You got people that love you, that support you, that's looking out for that greatness. We
Yeah.
not gonna let you slack. We not gonna let you slack, brother.
Nah, I appreciate
You done told us that you got greatness. So now we gonna hold you to it to show it to the world, man. Cause now more than ever, we need people to shine.
Oh yeah.
We need people to shine.
We turn this heat up for 2016, man. We gotta turn this heat up, man. I don't know. Something's coming, dog. I can't really explain it, but something's coming, and
I mean, we wasn't getting prepared for nothing. This is
the
all
amount,
preparation.
the amount of discipline that's gonna require to get to this is gonna be crucial.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you had sent something the other day. You had like something the other day. I saw IG. It was like it's a privilege to have this amount of pressure that I prayed for.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta really remember that all this crazy stuff that happens is because that calling's huge.
That's
That's
a
calling.
fact.
So
That's a fact,
you
man.
know, here we are, bro. And you know what time it is because this is one of my favorite segments of the show. of the show. Um, well, I think I'm gonna actually start off with this, and I'm gonna let you close.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, start it up, brother.
Um, my one gem, and if y'all know once we get to one gem, that means we are wrapping up the show. That means we are coming to a close. And you know what? We gotta get better with this. Please like and subscribe.
It just came to mind too for me. Yo.
I saw another YouTuber say this the other day, so I'm gonna say the same thing. These are what the young YouTubers are saying. Don't like this video, hype this video up.
Big up,
This
big up.
video up, comment, subscribe, talk your
Yes,
shit. If you don't like something, let us know. If you do, let us know. But share this video, subscribe it, and hype this video up. But my one gem for tonight is if you never try, you won't never know what you're capable of.
mm-hmm.
If you don't keep going, you don't know what you can become.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning is this: if you don't give yourself the chance to try, you will never know
Mm-hmm.
what is capable. But if you don't keep going, meaning if you stop, so you try, but then you stop, you don't know what you can become.
Mm-hmm.
That is truly just two decisions: committing and staying consistent. And through those two things, you'll find out what you're capable of and you'll find out what you're going to become. So I wanted to have that as my one gem because majority of my life, I've been so consistent in everybody else and very inconsistent with me. And I want 2026 and 33 to be consistent in two areas: myself and God.
Yeah.
The rest got to get in fucking line.
And it will.
That's it.
Period.
They don't want to get in line. Touche. The old brain will feel away and feel bad and want to keep and protect everyone's feelings and stuff. I don't care no more. I just don't. I'm not here to please people, and that says that in the word. I'm here to please God and do what He needs me to do. I'm flawed. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I still got some areas that I gotta get better at. I still sin like everybody else, but I'm no longer trying to please man to keep everybody happy and apologizing knowing I shouldn't be. Like I be saying sorry just to, when I'm asking someone like, "Excuse me, sorry." Like I want to stop that.
I catch myself doing that too, man.
Like just stop all of that. What is your one gem, my brother?
Jeez. Oh. Nah, that's real. And to receive the gem that you gave, I'm gonna ask y'all to pray for me, y'all. Because I told y'all I was middle of the pack type of dude. I'm not trying to do that no more. We're gonna be great. And you mentioned the discipline that's required to be great. I just started this week a fast, no solid foods for 5 days. I was hurting today, y'all. It's day one. It's day
one. Always that mom.
I was like, bro, this morning I was like, yo, what's for breakfast? Nothing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's what's required. That's what's required. And I have faith in myself, but I'm just gonna ask y'all for the extra support because extra support never hurts.
No.
For the gem that I wanted to share, it's actually something that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant had shared in the clip. I don't know if people had caught it. She said that control is just insecurity, and insecurity is just fear. As I sit back and I reflect on the times when I used to, use those unhealthy coping mechanisms, it was just a form of trying to control my perception. How do people look at me? Because I wanted to control the way people saw me. I wanted to make sure that I was presenting myself as what was acceptable. But that's rooted in that insecurity that I didn't feel like I was enough. And that is rooted in the fear of how are people going to receive me?
Yeah.
And I feel like each and every one of us can relate to that in our own way. Regardless of what the insecurity is, regardless of what the root of the fear is, many of us struggle with that control, trying to control things. But it's through, I feel like that's a path that'll give us a deeper awareness. And through that deeper awareness, we can now come to a new level of healing.
That's good.
Control is just insecurity. And insecurity is just fear. And when you can identify that fear, pour love into yourself at that space. Pour love into yourself at that space.
That's beautiful.
That's what's going to help us. That's what's going to help us grow, man. That's what's going to help us move forward and keep doing it. I see Grace had wrote in the chat, can I juice? Yes. I'm able to make smoothies and juices and things like that. Just no solid foods. Man, my daughter had some pizza rolls earlier. I was looking at them joints like, damn.
She probably all up in your face.
Yo, it's crazy, man. When you set your intentions on something, that's when all the temptation in the world want to come out.
And the food start talking to you.
Yo.
The food start talking to you like, yo, what's good, bro?
Oh, my goodness, y'all.
Take a bite. Just one bite.
Just one bite. It's not going to hurt. Bro, I saw some Cheez-Its that was on the living room, the coffee table. I was just like,
One little thing.
oh my goodness. But
Okay.
this is gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off. Oh man. This was good. This was good, y'all. We want to just say thank you. Thank you, y'all. Thank you so much, y'all, for being here with us on the Talk That Shift podcast, for listening, for showing up, for sharing your voice, because y'all presence truly shapes the space and it allows us to have these conversations that move people forward. And we're going to look forward to having your presence in this space next Monday as well as we get together. You know, same place, same time, y'all, 7 p.m. What else are you going to do?
Come on.
What else you going to do on a Monday evening? You probably had a rough day at work. You need to be in this space. Decompress. I'm saying, just get around some good conversations, some good people. And I always want to encourage y'all. We always want to encourage y'all to share y'all insight in the chat as well.
Jeez.
So make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, but hit us with those comments too. Share y'all insights as we go on this journey together. So please, please, please support the podcast so we can continue to grow and we can continue to go on this journey together. We love y'all so much, so much. And we look forward to seeing y'all again next week on the Talk That Shift podcast. On behalf of Mr. Drummond and myself, have a good night, y'all.
Peace. We love y'all.